You know that strange feeling when you get a big raise, but somehow you feel even more broke than before? It's a weird paradox, right? It traps millions of high earners. You get the promotion, you see that bigger number on your paycheck, but your financial stress, it doesn't really go away. In fact, for a lot of people, it actually gets worse. So today we're going to dig into exactly why earning more money can secretly make you financially weaker, not stronger. Okay, let's just start with this number because it is absolutely staggering. More than a third of households making over 200 grand a year say they're living paycheck to paycheck. This isn't some weird fluke. This is the main symptom of a huge problem that, believe it or not, has very little to do with how much money you actually make. And yeah, this whole phenomenon has a name, the high earner trap. The most important thing we get here is that this is not about some personal failure or, a lack of willpower. It's a predictable, almost automatic thing that happens when we earn more money, and it hits some of the smartest, most successful people out there. I mean, this right here just lays out the problem perfectly. How in the world is it possible for a software engineer in San Francisco earning nearly 3 times more to be financially behind a teacher in Ohio? Well, the answer has nothing to do with their income and everything to do with their spending. The engineer's lifestyle has just ballooned to match or maybe even outreach that huge salary, while the teacher's hasn't. And this isn't just some one-off story, it's a massive trend. Just look at this chart. It shows the complete disconnect. Over the last couple of decades, our real incomes, that's what we earn after you account for inflation, have shot up by a huge 47%. But what happened to how much we save? It got sliced in half. We're earning more than ever, but as a country, we're actually more financially fragile. And this brings us to the core engine behind this trap. It's called the hedonic treadmill. Just picture yourself running faster and faster on a treadmill. Your income goes up, so you speed up, but your spending goes up right along with it, so you never actually move forward. You just end up in the exact same spot, but with more expensive stuff and a whole lot more stress. So why does this keep happening? Why is it so automatic? It's not because we're being dumb or careless. It's because our brains are literally wired in a specific way. Let's pull back the curtain and look at the invisible psychological architecture that makes overspending feel so normal when we get a raise. These sneaky little forces, they work together. So first, you have what's called reference group adjustment. You get that promotion, you start hanging out with people in that new income bracket, and suddenly their expensive lifestyle becomes your new normal. Then your brain does this thing called mental accounting, where you see a raise as bonus money to spend, not a tool to build real wealth. And finally, hedonic adaptation kicks in. The excitement of that new car or bigger apartment wears off fast, but that monthly payment, that sticks around. And seriously, don't underestimate how powerful that first trap is, adjusting to your peers. A recent study from Harvard found that nearly 80% of people who got a promotion started comparing themselves to a richer group of peers in just 6 months. We're social animals. Our idea of what's normal can be completely reshaped by the people around us, and it happens fast. And of course, modern life has just poured gasoline all over this fire. I mean, think about it. You got endless subscriptions just bleeding your account dry, Instagram feeds that are basically just highlight reels of what people are buying, the ability to lease a luxury car you could never actually afford, and all the intense pressure to keep up if you live in an expensive city. All this stuff makes fighting lifestyle inflation harder than it has ever been. Okay, now we need to talk about the really devastating consequences of falling into this trap. Because the true cost of lifestyle inflation, it's not just that you might have to retire a little later. It's about what you're giving up, often without even knowing it. The cost isn't what you spend. It's what that money could have become for you. All right, let's just use a super simple example. You get a raise and you decide, you know what? I'm going to upgrade my life by just $500 a month. Maybe it's a nicer car payment, a slightly bigger apartment. It feels totally reasonable, doesn't it? A well-deserved reward. Well, over 30 years, that small upgrade costs you $180,000 out of your pocket. That's already a massive number. That's the price of a small house in some parts of the country. But, believe it or not, that's not the real story. That's not the true cost. The really crucial question, the one we all need to ask, is this: What did you lose by not putting that money to work for you instead? What was the opportunity cost? And this is where the math gets genuinely terrifying. And here it is. This is the gut punch. By spending that $500 a month instead of investing it, you didn't just lose 180 grand, you lost over $500,000 in future wealth. That's what the magic of compound growth could have turned it into. You basically traded $520,000 of your future for a minor lifestyle upgrade today. And the costs, they go way beyond just the money. A high-cost life, it traps you. Look at this. 2/3 of high earners say they feel trapped by their lifestyle and their bills. It means you can't just quit that job you hate. You have less of a safety net for emergencies, and money becomes this constant source of stress and fights. You literally lose your freedom. Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, it's sneaky, and it's psychologically really powerful. But here's the good news. You are not powerless against it. So let's shift gears and talk about the solution, a real actionable framework you can use to resist this trap and literally buy back your own freedom. So here are 4 incredibly powerful ways to fight back. First, the 50-30-20 raise rule. Super simple. You automatically save half of every single after-tax raise before you even get a chance to spend it. Second, the baseline budget. Figure out what enough really means for you and your happiness, and just don't let your spending creep past that line. Third, the 5-year test. Before you sign up for any new recurring cost, calculate its full price tag over 5 years. And maybe the most important one, the identity shift. Stop thinking of yourself as a high earner and start seeing yourself as a wealth builder. And really, all of this comes down to one core idea, the freedom reframe. It's about completely changing how you think. Money is not for buying more stuff. Money is for buying freedom. Every single dollar you save is a little piece of your future life that you own outright. No boss, no job, it's yours. That raise isn't for a new car. It's to buy you a few more months, maybe even years of an earlier retirement. Ultimately, you have to completely redefine what wealth even looks like. It's not the visible lifestyle, the fancy car, the expensive apartment. That's just a signal. And honestly, it's often a fake one, paid for with debt. Real wealth is invisible. It's your savings rate, your investment portfolio, your net worth. It's the money you don't spend. That is the real scorecard. So I'll just leave you with this question. Your next raise, your next promotion, it's going to happen. And the default path, the easy path, is to just let your lifestyle inflate right along with it. But now you know the true cost of taking that path. So the choice is yours. Are you going to use that money to upgrade your lifestyle, or are you going to use it to expand your freedom?